probably the most unusual day we will have. Uh, and it was made that way simply because all the people, including the Bidens, stretched it out for 3 weeks. And every day there was a question, is something happening that makes sense on this issue? And then suddenly on Sunday, midday, it's all gone. Now you have to do a real story.
Is it historic?
It is historic. Of course it is. And everybody wants desperately to be a part of it. And it will be even more historic when it turns out to, in fact, been Biden offering the torch to his designated successor, Kamala Harris.
Should Kamala Harris be in charge of the ticket now?
Kamala Harris will be in charge of the ticket. She is probably the one person that can beat Trump. And the goal of Democrats, in spite of their antics in the last 3 weeks, have been to beat Trump.
Where do we go now? I mean, Nancy Pelosi has come out and she, has been kind of behind the scenes in the past couple weeks, kind of making noise about it should be an open process. We've got weeks before the DNC. What do you see happening?
Well, I don't know when it's ever been a real opening process. I think the public knows that if there is a convention, the people who are in attendance at the convention in Chicago actually are the people who are doing and making the choices. And that's not an open process. It's obviously open if you can afford to attend in Chicago in mid-August. But if you are on the streets in San Francisco and you are a working person, a waiter or a dishwasher or a bus driver or even an Uber driver, it's not an open process because your voice is not being heard.
So what does Kamala have to do now from your viewpoint?
Kamala has to show to Democrats that she can beat Trump. The goal is to beat Trump. The goal is not to get the nomination or anything of that nature. The goal is to win the election for Democrats and keep Trump out. That's what she has to prove.
What's going on behind the scenes as far as her possible vice presidential?
Our vice presidential nominee could in fact be decisive. I am pushing like hell that the governor of Michigan gets the nod. So it'll be an all-women's ticket. There's never ever been an all-women's ticket in America for the highest office. It would be the most fascinating challenge ever, particularly since the Republicans chose Trump as their person, and he is the most anti-female person holding public office or attempting to hold public office.
It is still a sexist world, though. What about Shapiro? What about Mark Kelly? What about someone along those lines?
I think you really do, if you want to win and you want to beat Trump, you've got to become the lead in all the news stories from now till November 5th. Ordinary old white guys, good old white guys, young white guys will not get that kind of attention. 2 women will. And maids, you cannot believe how impressive that would be.
What about as far as the fact that Kamala came from California? A lot of people in this country don't like California. Put it down. What do you think? Could that be a negative for her?
If you ever got around to that subject in your conversation, but the fact that it'll be 2 women, just maybe, you won't get around to that conversation. You won't link her to California, as you do in many cases. But when you already have the governor of California saying, I'm for you, when you have Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton saying, I'm for you, when you clearly have Joe Biden leading that charge, and when you're going to have women from all over this country, if not the world, commenting one way or another, no other combination of people could attract that much attention.
What as far as Kamala now on the campaign trail? You were mentioning that she really has to come and hit it hard, making sure that everyone knows where she stands, what she can do for the ticket.
She's got to be available, as she has been in the past. All of the campaigns in which she has been the candidate, she has always outworked her opponents, whether it was the district attorney of San Francisco, the attorney general of the state of California, or the U.S. Senate from California. All those things represent a testing ground. She has passed the test.
Anything else you think is important for everyone to watch now?
No other than the fact, enjoy the ride.